drive-through had this mango drink, which I'm enjoying very much. It's a mango blend that also has tahini flavor. So when we lived in the Hood River area, there were some Mexican restaurant smoothie places, and I think they may have served food, but they mostly served different kinds of drinks and like fruit concoctions that had tahini sauce on them. And this taste reminds me of that place, so I'm enjoying that. So I'm trying to figure out right now how there is not going to be any sex between humans and angels in my books, because talking with my husband yesterday or the day before, over the weekend, I'm now on a 3-hour drive to a workplace, 3.5-hour drive. He told me that it would basically be blasphemy and Christians would hate it if there was sex between angels and humans in my books. Now, I want to very clearly say here that the 2 times that it happens in my series, it's identified as being a bad thing and being forbidden, and it is strongly punished. And those are the causal effects for a lot of the fallout that happens throughout the whole book. So in my mind, when I was writing these plots over the years that I've been writing them, I had in my mind that I wasn't doing anything wrong because I was working in alignment with the teachings of the Bible, which are that you're not supposed to do these things, that's a big no-no, and so that's why they get punished. But my husband is saying that even if it's identified as being bad, just the fact that it's going to be experienced through the readers reading this, that there's any kind of lust or anything like that between angels and humans, that's going to make, parents not want their kids to read these novels. Now, I'm not sure if my novels are appropriate for kids anyway, because there's some real life stuff in there. Although I try as much as possible to really make analogies rather than say it plain as day. But he's just basically saying that it's going to turn a lot of Christians off. And I make, the scenes are not long and drawn out, but there's some of the lust feelings between some bad guys is a slow burning theme. My struggle is that a lot of the readers I think that I can reach are going to be like me, who like reading romance novels, and who Christians are human beings, and so, like Christian, my husband was saying, oh, well, Christians like wholesome reading, and yes, I'm not meaning to smile that big when I'm smiling right now, but, yes, wholesome stuff, but that doesn't mean bland, we don't want to just read a book where everybody doesn't have emotions and doesn't experience human feelings and the strong human feelings and that, yummy push and pull that you experience during romance novels. And I'm definitely going to lose a lot of readers and, potentially like TV deals and things like that if there's nothing drawing people to want to engage in the story. And for readers like me, that is going to be a romantic story, and I have multiple romantic stories woven throughout my series. So right now, okay, my husband just texted me, just a minute. So luckily, what I can say is that for me, I'm sure that for other some ladies it's different, but for me, what I really enjoy about the romantic book experience is them realizing that they love each other, them worrying about each other when they're not there, or when something's going to happen to them, or someone gets into trouble. I like it when if it's the girl gets into trouble and the guy's heart falls to his feet because he can't imagine a life without her. All of those kind of things, the challenges, the romantic tension between them when they're arguing or they disagree, or they're challenging each other's boundaries, when they're making each other grow and change. All of that is really yummy. And of course, the long lingering looks when it's like with Pride and Prejudice, the rain scene where he almost kisses her, those kind of looks and that kind of stuff. So that's not sex. In fact, when I'm reading romance novels, I usually will flip past the pages where they're talking about sex, because it's not about that for me. It's about, now for me, what the sex is about, I like when they have sex in the romantic books, in the romance novels, because that means that they're now a couple. It means that they now have stepped into the next level of relationship with each other. So all of the whole and kissing the whatever parts and all that kind of stuff is not something that I enjoy when I'm reading a book. And I think that is because I'm Christian and I don't feel good about myself when I'm reading the pornographic pages. So I feel like there's one part I'm exploring in my brain right now, which is, what if we could have all that good yummy stuff leading up to it, but there's no actual sex, where sex is replaced by them melding and becoming one. They join hands and their hands meld together, or they give each other something that can only be given once, or a ring or something, where this is a big step, and this means that you are joined together, that you are now one without having had intercourse. Because I can, a lot of my attraction for my husband really has nothing to do with sex. I think that his muscles are attractive. I think that his skills are attractive. I like watching him work. I like watching him cut wood, with a saw. I like watching him climb on the roof and do all this manly stuff. I like watching him pick up heavy things. But that doesn't mean that, to me, they're two separate things. What I'm saying is you can have attraction without intercourse. And the attraction can feel good. I can squeeze his muscles and I can feel good, and hopefully he feels good that I am giving him that attention, because it doesn't always have to lead there. It doesn't have to go there. So I wonder how simple it would be for pious Christian readers, I'm not sure what the actual definition of pious is, to enjoy all of the attraction, even knowing, even if they read reviews and they know that there's no actual sex, I think that they would still be able to enjoy the attraction and those yummy moments. One thing I could do is have my angels not have, basically, they don't, they're like Ken dolls. And maybe the girls don't have flowers, there's no flowers, there's no stems, so there's no chance that they could do that. It is a question of becoming one. And that can look like, I mean, maybe they actually like step into each other. Maybe they can step into each other so that they're blended, and that when they come apart, each of them has part of the other inside of them. And it could be called something like the promise. It could be called something like not the joining. And what I would need to make sure is that it's not something that perverts can take anything and turn it into something bad. So maybe I shouldn't be too afraid of, well, perverts are going to read my novels and just change it to them having sex. Because if the perverts do that when they're reading it, or if they're interpreting it, then Christian told me there's already angel, demon, romantic, like porn and stuff out there. And so that's their business. You know, if they want it, they could take like a kitten eating breakfast, you know, eating cat food, and turn it into angel, demon porn, those people, if they had a mind to. So I can't let that stop me from doing my art and doing it to the best of my ability. So I think that takes care of most of my problems, and I would say it very clearly and define it very clearly in the beginning that because the Watchers had sex with, or because the angels had sex with humans at the beginning of time, with Enoch's time, God ensured that would not happen again by making them all asexual. And I think that would probably clear a few things up. But my two remaining problems are in Eugene, Oregon again, and I haven't unpacked yet. I wanted to point out that I asked the front desk to get me some extra blankets because I'm always cold in this hotel, and they did. Super sweet. Hi, princess. Dear mommy, princess. Dear mommy, princess, baby. Dear mommy, princess, baby. Oh, my princess, baby. Oh, baby. Hi,